Firelight Radio, don't touch the dock, 'cause here we go. You're just in time for the show at Firelight Radio. Well, howdy folks, and welcome to Firelight Radio, where we tune into the nature folk movement, and it's good to have you by the campfire. And my name's Guitar, by the way, and I know what you're thinking. It's sort of odd to have a guitar talking to you at a campfire, but you can't have a nature folk movement without a guitar at a campfire. That's just kind of obvious. So, who do we have in the house today? Well, we have a lot of people in the house, and by the house we mean the campfire. And what we do is we try to gather around the campfire and talk about what's important or fun in life. You know, it's easy in life to get stressed out about all sorts of things, and sometimes then you just kind of mosey on over to the campfire and you listen to the crackle and you smell the aroma and feel the warmth. And if you're there with someone else, before you know it, you're talking about things that just kind of let the relaxation reflex kick in. You know, you kind of get back in groove with yourself. That's why a 45 record or a 33 LP speed record, you hear the crackle in there. There's a little bit of a campfire in a record because it just helps you get in the groove and relax. The one thing here at Firelight Radio, we're bringing the campfire to you, and the only thing we're missing really is the aroma part, and we're working on that. We have an active research wing, and we're trying to figure out how do we get you the aroma to really transport you into that campfire state of mind. So without further ado, we have many hosts come along. It's just not me. It would get boring if you're just listening to a talking guitar all the time. So we have many hosts, whether it's the Water Drop from Go Hydrology, or Bobby Angel singing a nature folk shanty, or, well, sometimes we have a stranger stop by. We have Captain Killyvine from Penman Shape. There's all sorts of people stop by, and they have just a little bit of a nature folksy message to say. So without further ado, let's go to the show. I'm a tree, just a tree. A tree.
Well, howdy, folks. It's good to see you. I'm right here. I'm this tree. You see me? Yeah, that's right. I'm the tree right in the middle, and I just wanted to say hello. And I know you're thinking it's a boring life for a tree. You know, you just kind of sit in one place and don't go anywhere. But not at all. Not at all. Now, for me, I've been growing very slowly, and there's been trees growing all around me. They're getting taller too. And then sometimes, I'm what you call a flood and fire adapted tree. And a lot of other trees, you know, when the landscape gets flooded, they can't handle all that water. But me, do quite well there. That's why I was able to kind of outcompete everyone else. And then we also have fire, and my bark is kind of fire resistant. You know, as long as you keep my roots wet, then the fire sweeps through and it kind of bats back a lot of the other vegetation. And I might get a scar or two on my bark, but otherwise I do fine. And over time, so this has been a good spot for me. You know, when I think back though, there was a time where we were all cut down, and they cut us down, and they used us for World War II era shipbuilding, and there was a market for us, and then all of a sudden they looked out and they're like, whoa, we have to look, they're all growing back, let's protect them this time. And that's how I started getting to growing, and that's where I am now. And so it's been a pretty exciting life, really. And the taller I grow, the better the view I get of everything around me, the prairies and the pine islands. I'm part of what you call a strand, and that's basically, we have cousins. They're called cypress domes, and they're circular depressions. They look like hills, but when you walk into them, you're walking down into the water. Same thing with the strand, but we look like a mountain range. We look like a mountain range in the distance, and you walk in, but you walk down, and that's where I'm at. You know, I'm kind of in the middle of the strand, and the taller I get, I kind of at the peak of the strand, you know, because I'm at one of the deeper spots, and I can see out all across the swamp, you know, the marl prairies, and I can see the Pine Islands and the hammocks. I can see some of the domes over there. Like I said, they're my cousins. And, I don't know if it's me or my eyesight's getting better or I'm getting taller. I can even see the mangroves down there. I don't remember seeing the mangroves, and I'm wondering if they're moving in to say hello. So, well, there you have it. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit. I'm just a tree, a cypress tree. But, yeah, stop by and visit sometime, and we'll catch up some more. And in the meantime, I'll just be rooting down here. And you might want to bring some boots and an extra pair of socks, because you'll probably get your feet wet. But I'll be here waiting, so we'll talk soon.
I'm a tree, just a tree, a tree. Well, there you have it, and thanks, tree. That was an interesting message. I think we drive by so many trees, and every tree has a story to tell. And how did it get there? And what conditions helped it thrive? And what was there before? So it makes you think, every tree does have a story to tell, even if they don't move around a lot. Sometimes trees get dug up when they're saplings and get replanted. Or sometimes a tree will drop a seed that will then land in the water, then float downstream, and that'll form a sapling downstream. So one neighboring tree is related to another tree. Trees are protected. You're not supposed to dig them up. But, people do farm trees. They farm trees and then they send them to people who buy them and they put them in their yards. So trees do get around when you think about it. So, well, thanks so much for tuning in to Firelight Radio, where we tune into the nature folk movement, and it's so good to have you around the campfire. We are campfire inspired and guitar guaranteed. You're always going to hear a little crackling, and you're always going to hear a little strumming, and that's how we get into the nature folk frame of mind. So thanks so much, and I'm just going to do a little bit of strumming here, so feel free to hang around and listen to the strumming. Otherwise, we'll talk to you soon.